You're almost shaking a little. I mean, what's going through your head right now?
That's a crazy game, man. That was a crazy game. That was really big for us. We did what we came here to do, and that's get home court advantage back.
So, I'm sure all of you have seen it by now, and that is this buzzer-beating game winner putback slam from Aaron Gordon.
This is for the win! Oh, it's close, they're gonna call it!
Now this right here is simply amazing, and it makes for one of the most exciting games we've seen in the playoffs. But how exactly did we even get to this point? Well, at the end of the first 3 quarters, the Nuggets led by 20 points, which made it seem like this game was over. And at this point, Jokic already had 31 points, 7 assists, and 16 rebounds, just picking apart the Clippers' defense. When the Nuggets would run the pick and roll to get Jokic to switch onto a smaller guard, this would not only allow Jokic to scan the floor easier due to it being a mismatch, but it will also force the Clippers into a double team. Now this time they do end up poking the ball out, but Jokic recovers it, and now the defense is in the same predicament. There's 2 players on Jokic, which makes Ben Simmons have to choose between guarding the corner or staying in the paint. So when Jokic looks out towards Gordon, this makes Ben lunge out that way, giving this pass the perfect window to hit Watson for an easy slam inside. This attention Jokic commands when he's on the floor is probably his greatest weapon, as it showcases his court awareness and scanning ability. As right here, he probably seen MPJ in the corner of his eye before deciding to spin baseline, but hey, let's say he didn't see him at all. Well, Jokic has the vision and quick decision making skills to notice that Kawhi is camped out in the paint, leaving MPJ wide open, and we already know this one right here is straight cash. Having a big who can spot openings in a matter of seconds is extremely valuable, as Jokic understands he's going to command a lot of attention on the floor, which results in multiple defenders keyed in on him. So when Zoo rotates over to take away this layup attempt, Jokic can pull the ball back to the left side of his body to wrap this pass around both defenders to set up Brown for an easy deuce. Connection like this is what leads to great looks on the floor, since the defense is either in scramble mode or isn't paying attention, but for those times the ball is in the star player's hands and he's pressing the issue, this is where things get nasty. With the Nuggets going to these high screening rolls with Jokic a lot, it allows Jokic to get a second of time where he can be uncovered, which forces the defense to shift over, and now he can advance it up a little further. The Clippers are now in scramble mode, just picking up whoever is close by. So if you look at the middle of the floor, you're going to see Derrick Jones Jr. on Jokic, which is clearly a mismatch. So Jokic starts cutting to the paint to receive the ball, and after spinning towards the basket to go up, Nikola feels like he should have got an and-1, but regardless, he got the bucket. Now trust me, I understand why Jokic got irate about not getting the call, because although some people wanted to travel to be called on this play, I want you all to look at Zoo bear hugging him on this attack. So sure, he maybe took a couple extra steps, but when both of those calls gets missed, Jokic will make sure to make it up for himself. It's truly amazing to see Jokic operate on the floor night in and night out, because not only is he an amazing passer, but he's now attacking downhill when he gets an angle, such as on this hard closeout from Simmons, and with that great touch around the rim, he gets the friendly bounce for this one to drop in. Jokic would constantly show the defense different aspects of his game, as this time he goes into a mid post up, and this right here is something that separates him from other bigs. In this scenario, most bigs would get stripped from Kawhi Leonard rushing in from the backside, but this is why fundamentals and simple movements are key. Because if you're a big man, the best thing to do is bring the ball up high so smaller players can't get to it, and now with Jokic right outside the restricted area, he can go right up over Batum to float this one off the front of the rim. This inside game Nikola has in his arsenal is something the defense struggles with every game, but let's say he isn't taking it inside, well Jokic would get that switch off the pick and roll like we talked about earlier, and now with a size advantage on Harden, Nikola can spin right off that right shoulder, and bada bing, it's money team. That's what makes him so hard to beat, because if he's not punishing you down low, he can score the ball from the outside at an efficient rate, and plays like this show you the Nuggets' confidence in Nikola's shot making, as they have the shot creator in Murray on the floor and the sniper in MPJ. But instead of using one of those two, Denver utilizes Jokic as the guy to run off the double screens to the 3-point line, and with this up face sending done on a trampoline, the 3 ball is now buried. The impact Jokic had on this game was massive, as if there was anyone left open for even the slightest moment, he would zip it to them in a quickness, and by now, we should all know that there's not a shot on the court MPJ doesn't like. With his 4 for 7 shooting from deep, MPJ will rise up over defenders closing out as long as he had just enough space to elevate, and trust me, I'm being serious, as here Kawhi is smothering him before Porter creates some space with that step back, and this one right here is just pure water. The defense will be so worried about his 3-point shooting that they will sell out to him even at the slightest resemblance of a pull-up, so now he can just put the ball on the deck one time to cash in from the mid-range. Not only was it just these two making an impact, as Murray, Gordon, and Brown were also key contributors as well. Murray himself wasn't the best on the floor during this game, but he managed to make some extremely tough buckets over different defenders, and with the attention he attracted, he could set up his guys for the alley-oop connection. Brown, on the other hand, was pretty much everywhere on the floor being a bother to the defense, as one second he's chipping the ball back in after a miss from his teammate, the next time he's the one cleaning up his own miss with a putback, and then if you dare him to shoot it by standing in front of him with your hands down, then he'll let it fly. His presence was truly felt all over this game, as he would just fill the gaps in the offense to make himself available to score. In the same way Gordon just set up that assist right there, he was doing that to get to the rim to score, just bullying anyone who stood in his way. All of this would lead to the Nuggets having a major lead going into the fourth quarter, but here's where the Clippers finally flipped the switch. They would start speeding up the game by pushing the pace towards the basket to get easy looks, and this would come in forms such as Harden attacking the paint to get the and one off this floater. This time, instead of Harden scoring, he would make this slick pocket pass to Zoo so he can float it up over the defense. And now with the defense seeing multiple outcomes, they have no choice but to be on Harden's string, so that's why you see Jokic imitating Harden's movements when he comes off this pick and roll. But now with Jokic heavily gearing up for a drive left, Harden can change directions in the blink of an eye, and this beats Nikola to the rim. The Clippers would not only see Harden dissecting the defense to create open looks for his guys to knock down threes, as Kawhi was doing damage with his patient ability to work to his spots to knock down this midi from 8 feet. With his two-way playstyle, he was able to hunt the ball out to steal it from Murray to deliver a slam on the other end. And when he got these high screening rolls with Jokic as the only man to beat to the rim, this is where he could hit a little speed boost and attack the paint with aggression. LA would have big plays down the stretch, with Norman Powell hitting 2 big threes to cut down the lead. And on this play where Bogdan secured the ball after fighting for it off the rebound and then puts it back up to take the lead, this is when the dome popped off. The Nuggets themselves weren't as hot as the Clippers, as they got outscored 16-34 in the fourth quarter, but with some tough shots and timely buckets, the Nuggets found themselves with a chance to win the game, and here is where stars are made.
This is for the win.
If you want me to continue covering this series, put cash in the comments. And oh, if you made it this far and want to see me just talk hoops with you all, subscribe to my second channel called Bands Hoops. I'll have it linked in the description. That is Bands Hoops, B-A-N-D-Z, Hoops. I'll have it in the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.